Happy Monday. I am in my Shine Through hoodie. I live in this thing. This is the music video that I directed that please see it and share it. And I literally live in this hoodie. I sleep in it. It's so cozy. It's lined. It's so cozy. This is my safe place. Excuse me, I'm going to have a minute. I have two things that I want to update you on and then also ask for your help. Number one, we have this amazing partnership at my recording studio. So I'm here in my kitchen up in north. I'm in the freezing snow, which is why I'm wearing the hoodie that I love. I split my time between the north and the south. I'm from the south. I'm from Nashville, North Carolina. Yeah, represent. Meanwhile, in Nashville, I have a recording studio that's also my production company. And there's some cool things happening there. Oh my God, I wish I was there, but I will be there at the end of the month. But I'm up here creating a really cool project that I need your help on. Why do I have a recording studio? Because I make movies. I make movies and I make music, and we started the recording studio for me to really make the music for my next projects. That was my ulterior motive, full disclosure. But what happened is here, Angela, Shelton, know me. Everybody tells me their deepest, darkest secrets. I could literally be standing in a grocery store line and I'm gonna hear the thing that you've never told anybody. I'm gonna hear it. For years, I have worked in the trauma and recovery movement, and that started when I made my documentary. When I made my documentary and I was just simply interviewing women in America, I wanted to see, who are you, where have you been, and where are you going? Simple. I thought it was gonna be funny. It turns out that 70% of the women I interviewed had been victims of child sexual abuse, domestic violence, and or rape, sometimes all three. And that sent me onto a journey of speaking about that. I wrote a book about how that documentary threw me into my own healing journey and made me face all my own, seriously. And I still make movies. I went back, I've made a prison boxing movie. I made a golf comedy. I have another sci-fi thriller in the works. So I'm always going to be doing something. But trauma and recovery always shows up. It's actually just the way it is. It is truly a pandemic. I've had so many people now that we've opened the studio that have disclosed to me, and it's intense. There are male survivors who were sexually assaulted in the music industry. There's a whole bunch of women who've disclosed to me that they were sexually assaulted in the music industry. Everybody has a story. It's unbelievable. And if you don't have a story, you know somebody who does. And so here I am. I have this recording studio. I have a past in trauma and recovery. And how do those worlds merge together? Well, it just happened. I am friends with Alex, who created and founded and is the CEO of David's Den. David's Den is a nonprofit that helps musicians heal from suicidal thoughts, depression, anxiety, anything that's going to keep you from essentially killing yourself. And most of them have a past of domestic violence and or sexual assault and sexual abuse and child abuse. It is a through line. And we were talking, he's got this awesome organization. The reason it started is because his brother committed suicide. And he wanted us, he wanted a place. Need a minute. He wanted a place so that other people didn't do what his brother did. I was just talking to another artist who was a victim of human trafficking. I'm like, holy cow. Can music be medicine? Yes, it can. For years, I tried to get away from trauma and recovery. I was like, I'm going to go back to being on the stage. I'm going to go and do comedy. I'm going to talk only about films. And it will always show up. Even people that I never thought, people that worked on my films in crew, as crew, they're now years later disclosing to me their own stories. I'm like, whoa. There are people who are in intense pain. There are people we have lost because they've committed suicide. A dear friend of mine just lost his son because his son took his own life. It's intense. It's heavy. It is heavy. Hearing all the stories is heavy. And there are resources to help those who are going through it live and not do it. How can I marry both worlds? It happened. David's Den helps artists, musicians mainly. They help. They help with counseling. They have dental plans. They have a wood shop and a metal shop that you can like get out of your head and go work on creative things. They have galleries. They have spaces for you to paint. It's extraordinary. What they did not have was a recording studio. And we were sitting there talking and we're like, I have a recording studio and it's a beautiful space and it's sitting there available because we have bands come in and we have people doing live videos and we have people using the space as a typical recording studio, but it's not every day. Like it's there. I can give you a key. He has a key now. And now 24/7, 24 hours a day, because if you're at 3 a.m. and you want to write a song, you can. I mean, it was like a no-brainer. It was so simple that we're sitting there talking and we're like, hey, you need a space. I need a place to send artists because, hi, I literally have had so many artists disclose to me. I am not a counselor. I can give you my book and my workbook and watch my movie, and I have a course on ways to use your therapist's work better and like another tool in your toolbox. I have plenty of that, but I need, I can send them to you. Oh my God. If somebody comes into Round Room, they're an artist that suddenly is like, yeah, I'm working on my album, but I'm also kind of suicidal and depressed. I hate to laugh, but it's like, join the club. Well, we have tons of resources at David's Den. People go to David's Den and they're like musician and artists and they deal with their stuff and they're like paint their painting, they make their chair, they make woodworking or metalworking, and suddenly they're ready and their hearts are ready and they're ready to go record. They now have a recording studio at Round Room. You can donate and get a tax write-off to David's Den and it covers Round Room, like so that they have a 24/7 space to literally writers groups, live videos. They're doing a live record release at the end of the month there. They're using the space. It's a marriage made in healing heaven. And it was just a little miracle that happened just this weekend. And we were like, oh, you can donate to them and it supports the studio and it provides a space also for us to send artists to. And I literally have a whole list of them that are like, wait, what? I can get counseling? I was like, yeah, you can go over there and get counseling. It's totally free, because we know that you're also broke, starving artists. It's just the most beautiful thing. It was the two worlds married together. And I'm like crying, snotting. All the time I've been trying to get away from trauma. I have friends of mine and they're like, why are you doing all the healing work again? Like, why don't you just go make another movie? Because it will never go away. Because even when oh God, I'm gonna cry. Even when I was directing Shine Through, it's my favorite hoodie, I was directing this music video and every single person who worked with us, crew and cast, had a story. There is no getting away from it. And I have resources, and David's Den has so many resources for artists. It's literally a marriage made in healing heaven. And it's there. So now, that's my happy Monday. You can literally get a tax write-off. It's tax season, people. Support David's Den. It also supports the studio. Then artists that come into our studio can have help. It's a no-brainer. So I appreciate you. I know that I'm so moved by people. When you watch this video, at the end, when I do my little PSA for Domestic Shelters, which is another nonprofit that we help and we're involved with, and I am on the board, I couldn't even speak because literally I just had the last person that I thought, oh, well, at least one person wasn't affected. I had the last person come to me. They're like, I'm having trouble because I'm outside having an anxiety attack because the story that we just shot in this video triggered me so much that I just can't handle it. And I'm having a panic attack and I'm throwing up because of their own story. And it is what it is. We all know somebody. We all know somebody who's been through child sexual abuse, sexual assault, or domestic violence, and or sometimes all of it. There is no getting away from it. I will always do this work. I'm gonna be 80 years old and I'll be like, stop raping kids, go fuck yourself. Yeah, that's right. And I'm probably gonna open a punk rock record store. I could see it already. I just wanted to say, I love you. Thank you so much for just being a part of my life and watching this. Like, they're like, what is she gonna do now? Well, no matter what I do, something is gonna have some kind of healing and awareness, and let's get better. Let's talk about this heavy shit. Let's get better. And then we rise collectively, and we rise like water, and we actually shift the consciousness. That's what happens. And it's happening right now. It's happening in Nashville. There's this recording studio, Round Room Music, that's more than a recording studio. It's a safe haven for artists who have been through shit. I mean, that's it. I mean, really, it's like you've been through hell, go to Round Room. Like, heal that and then make excellent product. Go make your song. So that's my match made in healing heaven. Happy Monday.